when you are just become a coach, you're kind of alone in this business. I mean, not that you're not part of a team and you have an upline and a coach that supports you, but your network is just you, right? So you want to build a team, right? And in order to do that, you need to get, 2 coaches underneath you to get to that first step, right? That first rank. So if you sign up 2 personally sponsored coaches underneath you, one on your left leg and one on your right leg, then you will become an Emerald coach. Okay, wrong way. So here's just a picture, left leg and a right leg. And why do they call them legs? Is because, it kind of looks like you're part of a body. And you can think of the head, is kind of your coach. So maybe Andrea in this case. So she's kind of the head of your network, and then she's got, her arms and stuff. And, then comes you, and then your coaches underneath. So just to, simplify things, if your coach is above you, right? And then if you are on the left side of your coach, then most likely, in the beginning at least, your left leg is going to be your strong leg. So let me go. So then in this situation, your right leg will be your weak leg. So typically you can tell this. I mean, you can either ask your coach which side you're on, and that way you'll know what your strong side is, or you can kind of, typically look at your graphical genealogy in the Coach Online office, and you'll see where your coaches above you are placing coaches below you. So typically, like in this case, you would see coaches down your left leg. So that's how you know that your left leg is your strong leg. So, or you could be like me, and maybe you're on an inside leg, you're a dead spot, and nobody, my coach has placed, I think, 2 coaches under me in all time, so I was on his wife's weak leg or something like that, and now, I've totally flipped it, so now I'm his strong leg. So, in the beginning, you can tell what your strong leg is, but, things can change, and as you build your team, you get a couple superstars, and your legs can easily flip to which one is strong and which one is weak. So let's continue. A strong leg is also sometimes referred to as a power leg, and a weak leg is also referred to as an inside leg. So don't get those terms confused, because coaches like to throw those around. So let's look at the reverse. So if you're on the right side of your coach, then your right side is your power leg. So basically, same concepts apply. So to get to Emerald, again, right, you need 1 coach on your strong side and 1 coach on your weak side. Now, the way that I tell all my coaches, and I'm very good at getting my coaches to Emerald. I'm not as good at getting them to Diamond as Andrea is, but I can definitely get them to Emerald in 30 days. And what I always tell them is sign up. All you have to do is find 1 other coach. It could be a challenger, it could be a customer, it could be your sister. You could go to your mom or your dad and say, will you support me in this business for 3 months and drink Shakeology? And that'll give you enough time to find, another working coach or a discount coach. But if you find that 1 coach, you sign them up on your strong leg. Okay, it's very important. Sign them always up on your strong leg. Then you want to sign your spouse up, assuming that you're married. It could be a loved one or whatever, but typically you want to sign up your spouse, if you're married, on your weak leg and at the very top of that weak leg. And that will come into play later on, but just for now, know your spouse always goes at the top of your weak leg, on your weak side. So that's why I say customer is your first one. There's no point in signing up your spouse until you find that 1 other coach. Because if you sign up your spouse first, then you're going to have to pay that monthly coach fee, and you would have to keep them active, possibly. So there's really no point until you find that other coach. Once you find that other coach, whoever it is, then you sign up your spouse, and bam, you're going to go Emerald. So make sure you refer, or research how to do coach placement, talk to your coach, so that you place your coaches in the right spot. And, remember, if you do get it wrong, you have 72 hours in which you can contact Coach Relations by email and request a move of a coach. So don't worry if you did sign them up in the wrong spot. So let's move on here. Okay, so when you're on your own, you're especially as a new coach, you're kind of making most of your money in commissions, right? So you're going to make a 25% commission off of everything that you buy. And let's say that you bought P90X, and let's say, or Shakeology, it doesn't matter. Just round numbers, let's say it's going to cost, around $100, which means that you're going to make $25 commission off of that, right? If you sold that to a customer. So now let's look at the power of a family member or using that spouse, right? So what if your spouse is a coach? They can also make a 25% commission off of anything they sell. So what if you sold somebody, through your spouse, instead of through you directly? So let's look at that. Basically the same P90X, Shakeology. Now they're going to make the $25 commission. And you, because you're an Emerald, you're going to make a $14 team cycle bonus. Okay, so that means that instead of just getting $25, now you're getting $39. Does that make sense to everybody? So instead of 25%, you're now making 39%. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. So let's look at cycle bonuses. This is probably basic stuff for most of you, but new coaches, I'll just kind of break it down for you. On your strong side, you're typically going to have more team volume. So for every $200 on your strong leg and $100 on your weak leg, you get a 2-to-1 ratio, and that gives you 1 cycle bonus. So as an Emerald coach, you get $14 for every cycle, and you can cycle as much as $250 a week as an Emerald coach. So if just looking at the reverse, the same is true. It's a $100 now on your left for $200 on your strong side, 2-to-1 ratio, $14 bonus. Okay, so teammates definitely help, and those coaches that are on your strong leg are not necessarily your coaches, right? So they could be your coaches, or anybody in your upline that is placing coaches on your strong leg. So all that volume rolls up to you and can counts towards your team volume and your cycle bonuses. So advantages of being Emerald. Obviously, you can earn team bonuses. You can earn up to $250 a week, like I said. And you will earn free customers from Team Beachbody. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen that Beachbody just changed the rules, and now you have to hit Success Club 5 along with being an Emerald to get those free customers. So, that it's not necessarily a bad thing, because there's so many coaches in the network and so many coaches signing up that the leads are getting fewer and fewer. So I think it's really a good thing. And it encourages coaches to hit Success Club, which is great. So grow your Emerald. So you want to teach your coaches, how you went Emerald, which is kind of what I just told you. Different ways of doing that, like the family method, maybe reaching out to your challengers, reaching out to, get your coaches into Coach Basics. You want them active and things like that. You want to pay it forward. So whatever you've learned, you definitely want to train your coaches how to do as well, and that's something that I teach all of my network. So advantages of building Emeralds, that's going to help your team grow, obviously, and if your team grows, then your volume grows, which means bigger bonuses, more money in your paycheck, right? And you get those free customers. So the next rank would be Ruby. As a Ruby coach, you would earn a 5% matching bonus, You get team cycle bonuses that increase to $16 a cycle instead of $14. And your maximum cycle bonuses jump to 1,000 instead of the 250. So that's kind of important because, you know, when I got my spouse to Emerald, I kind of left her there. You know, I said I'll get her to Emerald and I'll collect the free leads, and then I'll go, you know, back to building my other stuff, you know, my second business centers and stuff like that. And I just left her at Emerald. And I wasn't even paying attention for a while, and she started hitting the cap of 250, and I was like, oh crap, you know, because that you lose that money. Anything over that 250, you just lose. So it's very important, you know, to rank advanced, and that's honestly that's the main reason that you want to rank advanced. I mean, getting 15 star is great, but you know, just you know, building that volume is more important. So let's look at Ruby. Basically, it's you plus an Emerald coach on each side, plus an extra coach on each side, gets you to Ruby, gets you that $18 or $16 cycle bonus. If you add 2 more coaches, obviously, then you will go Diamond. That's why most people, I skipped Ruby. You know, it's easy to sign up coaches, but it's kind of a little bit harder to get coaches to go Emerald. So I'm sure you guys probably did that too for those who are Diamonds. So as a Diamond, you get a matching bonus. It increases from 5% to 10%. And you know, in the beginning, when you're a new Diamond, that really doesn't add up to much. But once you start getting lots of Diamonds underneath you that are building the business, it can really start to add up. You can also get free coaches from the company, and I think I've gotten 3 or 4 coaches, you know, maybe a coach a year since I've been a Diamond that have been assigned to me for free, which is pretty cool. Your cycle bonuses go up to $18, which, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot going, you know, 14, 16, 18, but, you know, really, if you're cycling, you know, hundreds of times, that can really add up. And your maximum team cycle bonuses go to $2,000. So, understanding the cycle bonuses. So, Emeralds, like I said, 250, Ruby 1,000, Diamond 2,000. 1 star is 3,000, 2 star 4,000. So basically, it's adding $2,000 to the number of stars that you have per week. So 10 star is 12,000. 11 star. Andrea, can you talk? Do you know what 11 star is?
It's actually, you cap out at 10 star.
Right, yep. So it's a trick question. So most people would say 13,000 or whatever, but no, you cap out at 10 stars. So that's why I say, you know, 15 stars is awesome. Yeah, you get a 15-star bonus, but wouldn't you rather have 2 business centers that were both at 10-star, you know, each making $12,000 a week? I would. So I want to get into a little bit of advanced strategies for some coaches that have been around a little while longer. So I want to talk about, you know, building your spouse's you know, business center, and building where to place your second business center. Why do you place your spouse on your weak leg? So, you know, in general, these strategies are going to help you build volume, and which will lead to earning money, right? So, you know, we talked about your strong side and your weak side. So, you know, once you get to Diamond, I'll tell coaches, don't worry about this until you get to Diamond. You know, once you get to Diamond, then you really want to start, you know, because in the beginning, you just want to keep everything balanced, right? You need an Emerald on each side, you need a coach on each side in the beginning, you know, then you need 6 coaches, then you need 8 coaches to rank advanced. But, you know, once you get to Diamond, then you can start, you know, how can I maximize my volume? How can I get my spouse, you know, to Diamond and things like that. So, you know, down the road, once you guys are at Diamond, and I know that 22 of you guys are at Diamond, you know, then you want to start placing your stronger coaches on your weak side, because that's going to give you more team cycle bonuses, right? So your spouse is very important. So a lot of times people will, you know, they'll they'll neglect their spouse, you know. But your spouse is very important to your business. I mean, not just like I talked about in the beginning slides of how you can use and sell through your spouse to get that additional money, but you can also build your spouse to diamond, and that's what I call your spouse your second unofficial business center, because you can control your spouse. You know, like a lot of people think, oh, well, my spouse doesn't want to work the business or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, I signed my wife up, and you know, I just told her, hey, honey, you're a coach today. You know, and then you know later I told her you're an emerald coach, and you know, congratulations, you're now a diamond coach. You know, she's like, whatever, I don't care. You know, but you know, once that money starts coming in and she's making $500 a week, then she's like, wow, what am I, you know, what are you doing? So, I mean, it's pretty cool, right? So, and what you can do is you can place coaches, I mean, you can recruit coaches underneath your spouse, and you can get them to diamond. So I do that all the time, and I just tell people, you know, hey, we are a team. We're a coaching team. I'm going to place you under my wife if, you know, well, as long as you don't have a problem with that, and I've never had anybody say that they've had a problem with it. But I tell them that I'm going to still be their mentor and help them out, and it works out great. So once you get your spouse to diamond, that's one of your diamonds, and then hopefully you have a diamond on your strong side. Then you can open up your second official business center. And where should that be placed? That should be placed on the weak leg of your spouse. So that way, think about it. So then all the coaches that you're now recruiting are under your second business center, and everything that you're selling is under your second business center. And so that means that all that money is going to roll up to your second business center, where you're going to cycle on it, $18 a cycle, right? And then it's going to roll up to your spouse's business center, where she's going to cycle on $18 a cycle. And then it's going to roll up to your primary business center, which is going to cycle on at $18 a cycle. So you guys can see how that works out. So instead of making like if you just have one business center, you're essentially making 6% on all the volume below you. If you add your spouse, now you're making 12% on all the volume below you. If you add that second official business center, so now you have 3 business centers, now you're making 18% on all the volume that's below you. So, I mean, that compound effect is just amazing, you know, once you get it going. So, let's look at this for a second. Let's say, and this is called stacking. You'll hear coaches refer to it as stacking or cascading business centers, but you saw how I cascaded it there. So let's say that each business center, you know, as a diamond, right, is making $4,000. So, okay, so in this example, if you were an 8-star, like I'm an 8-star, right, and instead of cascading it like that, I had 8 diamonds. Each of them had $10,000 in team volume. So my team cycle, my team bonus would only be $3,600 that week. Okay, which is great, right? $3,600 is great. But if I stacked it the same amount, like this, and basically instead of that $3,600, now I'm making $7,200. So $7,200, but I'm capped at $4,000 because I'm 2-star. But you can see, oh, but my second business center is making $3,600, right? Well, my wife or my second business center, you know, is then making $1,800. My third business center is making $900. So essentially I totaled it all up there. I hope I didn't lose you guys, but basically by stacking it, I would be making $10,000 on the same amount of volume instead of, on the previous slide, $3,600 by non-stacking it. So these are advanced concepts, and I hope I'm not losing you guys, but I just wanted to show you the advantage of, you know, why you want to place your spouse at the top of your weak leg, and that's so that you can place your second business center under her weak leg, and then you can place your third business center under your second business center's weak leg, and you get this cascading effect, which is going to pay off tenfold down the road. So that was kind of my point, not to overwhelm you guys. So in conclusion, the way that you want to build is, first you want to get yourself, well, if you haven't got yourself to Emerald yet, obviously you want to get yourself to Emerald. Then you want to get yourself to Diamond. Then you want to get your spouse to Diamond. Then you want to get yourself to 2-star so that you can open up your second business center and get that to Diamond. Then you want to get yourself to 5-star. Now there's a lot of reasons that you want to be 5-star. You get on the wall, you get the 5-star bonus. There's a lot of advantages. You can be elite, obviously. So there's a lot of advantages to being 5-star. But, I just want to challenge you, instead of going for rank, instead of going for that, 10-star or whatever, if you built 5-star diamonds in your downline, you will have financial freedom for the rest of your life. So that is all I have.